Just keep my healthy water out here.
But put the Cleveland Browns thing up there.
From Erie's own Government Access, Channel 9, from the City Hall Council Chambers, it's time once again for the Taxpayers Hotline Show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your host,
Anytime.
You look different than you look.
I don't, yeah, I got a different shirt on.
You're wearing a pumpkin shirt last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In honor of the Browns.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey, there's a seal.
That kind of seal?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got to get our engineer to get us on the air.
He did.
There we go.
There's a delay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess we're on, so. AJ, on behalf of, this is your host, Kaz Kwiatkowski, City Controller, and my good friend.
DJ Barker from Cat TV.
And one thing we can tell you is we are not shut down like the federal government. We are in fact open.
Yes, we are, and we have all 4 lights running again.
And government is functioning upstairs and
Government
downstairs.
is functioning. Good.
So rest assured that we are not, as you say, what are they calling that?
Dysfunctional?
Yeah. Oh, well. And as always, the rules are very simple. Any subject is open to debate. You may bring up any subject you want. Just keep within the realms of good taste, and that's all we ask. And with that, you can feel free to call in.
Nothing libelous or slanderous.
Yep, that's true.
Okay, yeah.
Anything, you've been gone for a week.
I've been gone for a week. I took the week off. I decided to take a nap, and now I'm back.
Anything turning on lately in the city? Anything you see?
Not really. I mean, we got stuff going, up the street at Channel 2. We have our party Saturday that I mentioned last time I was on.
Oh, it's coming up, right?
It's actually going to be on Saturday. We're doing access to the candidates this week, so anyone running for office, if you know anyone, they can come down and set up a date to give their 15 minutes.
A very good service and a free service.
Yes, a very free service. And
One of the
that's it.
many things you do that the community not aware of.
Yeah, exactly. We do a few things.
Did you? Well, you didn't cover the Civic Center opening or anything like that, right?
No, we did not. We usually don't do programming ourselves.
Yeah.
About the only things we do are the festivals and the access to the candidates. Everything else is
There's
done.
enough festivals in town.
There are a few festivals going on. We only cover, 3 festivals and 1 special event. That boxing thing.
Hey, this is kind of I won't say it's a bummer, but everybody's coming down now. There's not too much going on.
Yeah.
The free festivals are done.
Oh yeah, the year is definitely winding down.
Now we get into the other mode. Football, high school football, college football, and the eventual Christmas, which we remember that.
Yeah,
I did check.
started.
That lady was right. They already had
Yeah.
Christmas well before my birthday. They have now broken the record.
Christmas is here. Yay.
Doesn't feel like it though.
It's too commercial. People don't know what the true meaning of Christmas is. It's
That's
all
true.
a sale now.
Here we go. Go ahead, caller.
Cass, I just want to let you know, I heard on the news about, there's 2 things I heard on the news. They're going to tear the viaduct down.
Yeah, that's probably a definite.
Yeah, they're going to tear it down. The mayor was on TV. They're going to tear it down because they have the bayfront and that. But like I told you before, it wouldn't matter whether if they tore it down and build a new one. It wouldn't matter to me because like you told me, I don't live in that part of town.
Yeah. For those of us that live there, it doesn't make. Some people don't think it makes a lot of sense, but
Right.
they are actually 2 separate roads.
Yeah.
And at times it doesn't seem it. It would look like that's not true, but
Yeah, but but like they said they only had have to walk 10 feet to the bayfront bridge. But like I said, what makes no difference to me, either to buy a dock or the bayfront bridge, they still have to walk across Wall Street. No matter what, they still have to walk across Wall Street, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And then another thing, they're probably ain't gonna put the buses back on State Street.
You think they are?
No, I'm probably won't see that happen. I don't think.
I think we will, but maybe we won't be around.
Yeah, we won't be around.
One thing I'd learned in life, I don't know how old you are, but I've seen.
I'm 54.
Okay, I got a little bit on you, not much. I don't want to say that because
Right, I thought it was around your age or a couple years older than you. I thought.
yeah, I always hoped that way. Nothing against you, I always like to be the young guy, but
Yeah.
it's never fun to be the what do you call it when you look back and you got no advisors.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's interesting is in all the years I've watched this, I've gone through like 5 transformations at State Street.
Yeah.
So I imagine I'll see, maybe if I live long enough, I'll see a 6th.
Yeah, but I thought that was crazy them putting a boulevard, but down near the dock.
Right.
But that center, I thought that was stupid to do that.
Well, that's all part of what the public hasn't seen yet. There's more coming than what you see down there now.
Right.
They actually, I saw a plan where it's not concrete yet, not written in stone as they like to say, but
Yeah.
they want to change, as you come down now and you see the State Street Bayfront Highway area, it's like a big no man's land.
Right.
You're taking your life in your own hands. They want to change that, make it more friendlier and pedestrian orientated, and there's a plan on how to do that.
Right.
So the boulevards and all that tie into that, the beautification and the slowing down of that whole area. So it'll be interesting if they can accomplish it.
Right.
See, now that I don't have any problem with because I think, you got to develop the bayfront at some point in time
Right.
for people. But like State Street, I don't know.
Yeah.
People say, nobody likes change. Well, change for the sake of change is never good either.
Right.
So, I mean, there were ways where you could have kept the buses and, the delivery trucks are still a hassle and,
Yeah.
and you still got problems on French Street when they're unloading behind the Civic Center yet.
And another thing too, on Beach Street, I could understand what that woman's saying. The buses got that block, and if there's a fire emergency or an ambulance coming down, and someone's suffering a heart attack or something, they're not going to get through if they're coming down Beach Street.
No, that's almost like some of the people involved have told me that's almost a one-lane road at times.
Yeah, at one time, yeah.
So if that's what they were looking for, they get an A on that.
Yeah.
I just don't think it was I think it was what do you call it? I'm trying to think of what kind of reaction it was. There's a term for that.
Knee-jerk?
Knee-jerk reaction to a problem that could have been taken care of a different way.
Bringing them back. The white lights for the emergency, where the lights automatic change green.
Oh yeah, they got them all over the country now. We used to be one of only 2, but the new system, the circuitry, what they use now, not the tube type.
Yeah.
They got them all over some of the major cities now.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are nice.
They are, and they were, we were pioneers. And what do we got left with? We got the old system.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing, I was watching on the news about the honeybees.
Yeah,
Now, they said they're dying off.
that's not good.
Yeah, it ain't good, because I was watching on National Geographic, the History Channel.
Right.
Where if the bees all die off, you wouldn't be able to grow any fruit.
That's true. They can't pollinate, and
Yeah, so you wouldn't get no oranges, apples, or nothing, they said. And they would all die off.
yeah, that's a problem. There's a lot of things going on in the ecology now that, You know, we got to start paying attention, otherwise, yeah, we won't have fruit.
Yeah, 'cause like I said, that kind of made me nervous 'cause this was just out in the county 'cause I watched TV 24 about it.
Yeah, can you imagine what that would do to the fruit crop? You know, that's a big staple of this county.
Yeah.
And a lot of New York, too. You know, like up around,
You wouldn't have
wine
to
region.
even have any orange juice if all the bees in that die off.
I never thought when I was a kid I'd ever be defending bees.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
I know.
you always thought they were the bad guys. Now you find out they're not.
Yeah.
Right. And another thing too, what do you think about the government shutdown?
We were just talking about that. We're still open.
Yeah.
You know, it's embarrassing when I had a teacher one time, and he became one of my political advisors when I got older, and he taught me a lesson. He said, "Remember this if you remember nothing else." He said, "Where reasonable people will sit down and talk, and reasonable people will meet," he said, "reasonable things will happen." So with that, I mean, when you got people that can't even agree to disagree,
Right.
now we got a problem. I mean, you know, it's amazing that these great men lead by and women lead by example
Right.
by accepting their paychecks when we had to sign special legislation to pay our troops and everybody else,
Yeah.
and the police officers who
$100 billion thing the troops were.
Right,
And
and-
I think we should have pulled out of Iraq once we overthrew Saddam.
and then the police that defended the shooting the other day, you know, with that citizen that went kind of crazy,
Yeah, I know that.
they weren't getting paid.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, if they can go out and work for nothing, and I think our congressmen should lead by example.
Right.
Yes.
But you would not hurt our public safety? And would the government shut down eventually? Won't that hurt our police and firemen?
Well, if financially it could, yes, you know.
Yeah, that.
I don't know how long you'd want to work for free, you know.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, just-
Yeah. If you can't if you're owning or buying a house or anything.
It's only going to affect those federal funds, and that's, you know, that has a trickle-down effect.
Yeah. Well, they say it won't affect disability or not. They said, and the Social Security, they said the people would still get it.
That's now, but you never know what's going to happen later.
Yeah, I know. That is scary, though.
Yeah, it's scary to think that people like that are in charge of our country.
Yeah.
And I blame both parties on this. I don't blame, you know, there may be, you know, you can pick your favorites, but somebody's got to break the deadlock down there eventually.
I think Obama's doing a good job, though.
Well, he's president. We elected him, you know.
Yeah.
The one thing they teach in the military is that you respect the office.
Right.
You don't have to like the man that holds the office,
Right.
but you should respect the office.
Oh, yeah.
And he is our leader, you know, and
Yeah.
people have to understand, he was elected by the people.
Right.
Hey, thanks for calling.
Yep. Okay. See ya. Bye.
Yeah, he brings up good points about like State Street and all that. you know.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I mean, I've seen so many plannings and ideas and concepts, and, you know, none of them ever get completely done by the time they get the new concept.
Yeah.
Go ahead, caller.
It will be back.
What's that?
The old ways.
You know, I said that if you live long enough, the buses will be brought back. Somebody in the future will say, that was a terrible idea. Just like when we closed down State Street, remember?
Yes.
They said, why would you close down your main street?
Mm-hmm.
You know, without a plan, you know, but,
Well, that was for Tullio to make the construction union happy.
yeah, but they didn't make that much off that project.
They made quite a bit when they made that mall. Baker wasn't happy. P.A. Myers wasn't happy.
No.
Perry Square Close wasn't happy.
If one thing was the final nail in the coffin, that was probably it.
Yep.
Because I can remember the one thing that scared me. It might have been a good concept in somebody's eyes, but they did not sell it to the people that had to make it work.
Well, Tullio
And those
was
the merchants, they didn't buy it.
He wanted to be reelected, and he had all the construction union members voting for him, and everybody was happy. It was a change.
But I remember they promised that the merchants would keep the streets clean. They would do.
Oh, that too,
Some
but
did.
they had to pay a few dollars more.
Yeah, some did and some didn't go along with it. And then others just said, you know what, it ain't worth it. You know, they went to Boston store.
Oh, that's right, because, they're paying high taxes as it was. They were paying taxes. These other people, they figured, well, they throw a few dollars in.
And then I remember they put the fountains in to decorate it.
The fountain, yeah, well,
And then they pulled it out because somebody got sprayed with water.
that fountain when I was a young man down there.
No, not that one, John. Remember the two they put at the end of State Street?
Yes.
When they closed the Transway Mall off?
Well, that's because the water was blowing on people.
Yeah, we're not talking about the big fountain, DJ.
Oh, okay.
They had these little fountains
Oh, yeah.
at the end of State Street.
Oh, wow.
Well, when I was a little boy, the west side had a fountain that was working.
Yeah, I had the mayor gave me a job to try to find that.
The fountain?
Yeah, and I did find it.
Oh, yes, it was working years ago.
Yeah, I did find it. It's not there anymore though. But
Oh, and on the other side of
I found out what happened to it though.
the other side of the street, they had those big maples, and we'd go down in the summer when it was warm, and the fountain probably shot 20 or 30 feet in the air.
Oh, no doubt about it. Nobody complained, did they?
No, not 6 feet above the ground there and all that.
You go to Pittsburgh, nobody complains about that fountain.
Kids swam in it and everything else.
But we put these little fountains at the end of at each end of State Street when they closed it off, and people were getting wet, so they.
Well, back in those days, they had a peanut man down there, and popcorn. Mike, he was from
Popcorn Mike,
Italy. He had his hurdy-gurdy down there.
Yeah, you could pull his cart, and
Yeah.
you pulled it 12 miles, they'd give you a bag of popcorn.
He drove it and parked on French Street.
The kids used to pull his wagon. If you pulled it far enough, he'd give you a bag, right? Right, John?
He had a car, and he pulled it down by the old Moose Club.
Well, there was another guy that he had kids pulling it too.
He was on the other side of the street. He was always fighting with Mike on the east side.
Hey, do you remember those two twisted goalposts they had in the park for a number of years?
Yes. And I remember when I used to go down there next to Warren's and get 6 hamburgers for a quarter.
Oh, God. Now we're going back too far, John.
The Greyhound bus station was there and everything else. And now we're talking about bringing a port city, and the bayfront's going to be an 18-wheeler front.
What's with that?
Port City, they're trying to redevelopment authority.
Yeah.
They want to make it a port down there, declare everything a blighted area.
Oh, yeah.
Get all the money. We're the only ones going to make money is Brennan and Elliott, and we're going to take all our tax base and blow it right out the window.
Well, I was told that there was a letter to the editor explaining Mr. Brennan's position. So did you read it, or?
I read some of it. You mean the one where he was saying this is going to be a go because he's running for city council, and he had all those people on the east side going to vote for him? Oh, you're talking about the Port Authority. Oh, no, I'm talking about the bridge. I got ahead of myself.
Oh, what about the bridge?
But he said he was going to save it and we were going to have it rebuilt.
I mean,
4 votes from the east side connection.
you mean the bridge at McBride?
Yeah. The best thing they could have done to take that down way back when, and all we have to go after is Bill Pettit from PennDOT and those people from when they put the bayfront in. They did not make provisions for all these little places for people to have access to the inner city from the bayfront.
Well, here's what was interesting. When they built the Bayfront Road, there was a reason why they didn't put the interchange in the first time. Right?
Yes.
You know what that was, right?
Don't tell me.
Well, the road was there. The Bayfront, the McBride Viaduct.
Oh, yeah, well,
So there's no need for it. Now,
well, sure there was a need for it. They knew that bridge was coming down because they had it evaluated before that.
This is where now you get to wonder if there's some culpability.
Culpability. It's called politics.
Well, if the main reason why you didn't put that interchange in was because you had a bridge there already, but yet you and I both know the bridge needed work many years ago.
That bridge is like the Norman Way Bridge.
It needed work a long time ago. I'm not an engineer, and neither are you, but, to the average Joe, you knew that bridge had to be repaired sometime. So, all of a sudden now it's structurally deficient, and now we got to build an interchange, which we should have built the first time.
Well, this average Joe said that should have been tore down years ago.
We do a lot of things backwards in this town.
Sure, it's all dollars and cents.
Now, I'm not saying, and they say it's hindsight. No, it's not. I remember when they first built, like, the Civic Center. I thought it was too small then. And, I remember I did a piece in college. I still have the paper. My concept was a 10,000-seat arena at that time. Yeah. That's what they were, that's what they...
Well, that's like the original one was supposed to go out there off of Route 8.
Right. But now what do we got? I'm not saying it's bad. It's great. They redone it. It's a beautiful arena.
You got two.
Should have been built. It should have been built like that years ago, the first time around.
Yes, should have been. Just like,
I mean, we still would have had to renovate it, but it wouldn't have been to the degree we had to do now.
No, that's true. But, that's outsider money coming in and doing it for the advertising purposes. The reinsurance, they're putting a lot of money into there, but don't think they're not getting any of it back in advertisement.
Oh, yeah, it's that's to be expected. You figure this, every time, it's a good business move, because every time you buy a ticket...
It says your reinsurance arena.
There you go. I mean, it's great for them, and they're a national company.
Yep.
I mean, they're getting there. I
think they're about second or third in the States with insurance.
I mean, just on their footprint on America, they're out there probably... maybe speaking out of turn, they're out there quite a ways.
Yes, they are. They sure are.
I mean, you can see them all the way to Minnesota, Virginia, further south.
Yep.
They may not have big offices, but you'll see that Erie sign all over the place.
Yeah, it's just like those 536 politicians we have in Washington.
Yeah, the ones that can't agree to disagree?
536. Did you get that?
Yep. That's an awful lot.
Yep.
Especially in the age of computers.
Congress and the president, 536 little kids. And the sad part about it? All these guys that are on furlough from the government employees, they passed a bill to have them get their back pay. When I was on strike for 15 weeks, I had no back pay paid back to me because I was on strike. They should not get a nickel. Those who aren't deemed necessary, especially the Senate and the congressman and the president included.
Yeah, but unfortunately, our congressmen do not lead by example.
That's right. They get their salary per year, and they could care less. The same thing with the senators. It's a joke. It's a big joke. But let's get to the Norman Way deal. I heard that's going to be done by Thanksgiving.
What, tore down?
No, finished.
Oh, Norman Way.
Yeah.
You know what? I got to talk to the engineer. He's a good friend of mine, and I think they're getting the hurry sign on that. But
I would think so. They started in April.
Well, it was in fairness to them, it wasn't just a bridge. There was some other problems.
A few other things, but my God, that should have all been taken care of before.
Well, I feel sorry for that one woman, because if there's one thing we don't seem to care about in this town...
Up on the hill that has all that problem with the backyards?
That was part of it, I think. There was like a sewer that goes across there, and...
That whole area there is like that.
Not only that, there was some kind of environmental issue with the
Mill Creek runoff.
Yeah, with the water life in there. They had to build retaining areas.
Yep, those people knew that when they bought their homes. At least they should have.
But you know what? It's sad for that one businesswoman that...
Yeah, Tilly's.
Yeah, we somehow in this community don't seem to care about business people.
No? They care about motorcycles coming through, though.
There you go. It's hard to tell someone who's never been in the private world that, losing a day or 3 days of business is a big deal. Is a big deal to a lot of people.
Yep.
Especially if you're the one that gets sent home because they don't need you that day.
That's true. It's just like that guy next to you. He should have an advertisement out to McDowell to have all those kids that got taken away from their covering TV events and everything come on down and give them a hand.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, they did that. They shut off Cable 8 out in Mill Creek because they ran out of money.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Now they're all complaining because they can't watch a football game.
Well, that's what it's always like. The
Collateral
loudest
damage.
Gets them with the grease. I guess I'm a loud wheel, so I'll get off here and let somebody else come in and jump. Remember that at least your team lost graciously.
Who?
Wahoos?
Whose team lost?
Yours.
Which one?
The Wahoo team.
Oh, yeah, we gave a good fight.
Yeah, they had many opportunities, but they did not have all the Yankees like Giambi and Swisher to come through in a clutch.
You know what would be a proud moment in my life, John?
Yeah, Pittsburgh, 1960.
Well, yeah, watching the Yankees lose that year was a great, I mean,
That's the only thing that got Mazeroski in the Hall of Fame.
well, it should have been his glove.
His home run, the only major one he hit, he was a 270 average,
He was
and he
still-
gets into the Hall of Fame because his home run beat the Yankees in 1960.
I think it had to do with his glove. He was a good glove man.
That's all he was. So was Billy Martin.
Wait,
So was Bobby Richardson.
Bobby Richardson, you know what, if he wasn't a Yankee, he'd just be a normal player.
No, he was a preacher,
Against
too,
her.
down in Carolina or Virginia. He lived in Woodbridge, I believe.
We should send the Yankees out and they can, they can have their own little league.
If it wasn't for the Yankees, two teams wouldn't be in the league.
Who?
Tampa or Houston.
Yeah, but you know what, if the Yankees and Boston just went off in their own little dream world, it'd be a better league.
I don't know. That Eastern Division was pretty close this year. And don't forget the Yankees played with their farm team the whole year and still almost got in.
Well, they got a lot of money, John. I mean, if they can't buy a team,
Now, you know what they say, don't you?
what?
Something walks and something talks.
Yeah, I know that one. DJ's laughing.
I'll let you go.
Okay, John.
That's why I never open my mouth,
Why is that? Oh,
because something talks.
that's true. A lot of people concerned about the bridge and,
Yeah, there was a post on Facebook by one of the council members here that they want to turn it into a park, a raised park like they did in New York City. And I
Actually,
think that's kind of a cool idea.
that is not wild. Part of that, when I was telling that one gentleman about the plans that the public doesn't see unless they go to the hearings,
Yeah.
when they were talking about what they want to do down around the Bayfront Highway and
Right.
State Street, things like that, they showed a couple of highways that they turned into parks when they abandoned them.
Yeah, those are cool.
Go ahead, caller.
I got a ring.
Go ahead, you're on.
Hi, Kaz. How you doing?
Good.
That's what we like to hear. I don't know what you currently got going on. This is Chuck Moffett calling.
Hi, Chip.
This will be our fifth conversation about the Franklin Avenue Bridge,
About getting it fixed.
southbound.
Yeah. They are very slow.
4 weeks, Kaz.
I know. Maybe we should call them on the air here. I should get the book. What do you think?
Absolutely. All they need is a little ramp there. I mean,
You know, I did bring it up to the engineer. I talked to him about it, and I said, we had some numerous complaints about that problem. And he told me that the contractor that was doing it, would have it done and ready to go. I guess you're telling me that isn't the case, right?
right. Just get out there and throw a little cold patch down and make a ramp.
Didn't you say also they didn't have any warning signs there?
No, there's no warning signs. On our first conversation, I had asked if you could go up and spray some orange spray paint over that big step up.
Yeah, and right after you told me, I did have a conversation with the city engineer on that, and he was supposed to contact trying to think of the construction company that's doing it. I don't want to give the wrong one over the air. So it was, I thought they were going to take care of that. I guess when you think that doesn't happen.
I almost hit somebody on it yesterday. I was going towards it. I was going up the hill, and they stopped instead of slowing down. They stopped and then creeped ahead, and I didn't know anything was wrong with the bridge, and I almost
If you
rammed
hit that at 15 miles an hour, you're going to lose a hubcap.
Yeah, I almost rammed into the back of somebody, though, because I didn't even know there was a problem with the bridge until yesterday.
I think I'm going to try to get the book. We're going to call them and try to find out what's going on because they were. I think they leave it up to the contractor to put the warning signs. Apparently, if they're not there,
Yeah, there's nothing there.
they should be.
Okay.
But I don't want you to think I didn't say anything to them. I did. But
All right.
I didn't go over that recently, so if you're telling me they didn't do it, I got to take your word for it.
Yep, there's been nothing done. I was over it this morning.
Okay, I'm gonna get the book. We're gonna give him a call real quick.
Okay, I'll let you get back to your show.
Okay, no, feel free. You got any more to talk about, or?
No, not at the time being.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Okay, bye.
Do you know where the book is, or?
I have no idea what book you speak of.
If I leave you here for a minute, we'd be okay?
Send me for the book. Send me for the book.
It's in the back by the phone in the council chambers. Go ahead, caller.
1371 is engineering.
Oh, you got it, huh?
Oh, wow, that's nice.
But, you're talking about the contractors. There's only two major contractors doing paving in Erie. That's McCormick and Mayer Brothers.
Yeah, but we sometimes have a third or fourth option, too.
Yeah, some of it. But just like the contractor did all those handicap ramps, that Vanilla contractors,
Vella, they did a nice job.
they did a nice job, but where did they get the grass seed they planted for those people? Looks like it came from the Erie reduction.
I don't think they care about the quality.
Well, you ought to see that grass. If it was my lawn, I'd be screaming.
I would, too, and it was, a while back, my barber wasn't too happy about it.
Mustard weeds growing out of there. I mean, they should have just put the topsoil and then give the guys a pound of grass seed, and they would have gladly done it themselves.
A lot of times, once they get the ramps in, that part of the contract is like forgotten.
Yes, but
Nope.
1371, that's who you want.
Okay, we're gonna try them, okay?
You're going to get an answering machine.
Well, that's okay, but, I got all day here, remember that.
No Tushak's number offhand here, but
No, he said he was gonna take care of it. I wanna find out what's going on,
a lot of places around there that have that problem. And they make themselves liable when they spray that fluorescent paint on it, because then they know it's there. So their liability really goes up.
That's why I heard, what I heard the best one was, they don't like to put child zones in neighborhoods.
No, because they're liable.
How could that be?
Because you're bringing this the awareness of the drivers, and the same thing with if you have your sidewalk and it's raised and you put a fluorescent paint on it.
Yeah.
You know it's there.
So it's better not to say anything.
You better not to forget it. Say, well, that wasn't there; it just happened. If it's there, they know, and you are liable.
Yeah, but if you can prove there's knowledge there, you can still sue them.
Yeah.
So
Sure you can.
It's a little hard when you get complaints and they've been validated.
That's true.
That's what I learned about, if you validate complaints.
Just like I asked the mayor last week what he expected for a tax increase. Well, I don't expect anything right now. Well, I'm sorry, with the way things are going, there's going to be a tax increase. Have a great...
Okay. Let's try it, right?
Okay.
I probably did something wrong.
Yeah, it's not on speaker. You have to open the line. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, that's why I got you here, electronic genius. Technology has passed me by.
Engineering, Carol speaking.
Hey, Carol,
Hello.
can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you ask the city engineer when we're going to get something done on Franklin Avenue Bridge? The southbound lane, we're getting complaints about rough road conditions there and no warning markers.
Franklin, the bridge is Franklin.
Right.
Oh, you want me to ask him now and come back to you?
Yeah, you can call down here, okay?
What's the number, dear?
We're here at, let's see.
It's on the,
Ooh, good question.
I can't read it.
1284.
All right, dear, I'll call you back.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
It's bad when I can't read the TV. Wow.
See, I have to take my glasses off. I shouldn't even be wearing them. Because I got the new surgery.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
LASIK?
Yeah, no, I didn't have that one, but
Oh.
I mean, I had the new procedure. Where it works good now. I see great.
Good.
The world's like in rose-colored glasses.
Nice.
Go ahead, caller.
Oh, just a reminder, Kaz, in case you're available for tonight's meeting.
Oh, there is one. You know what? I won't be able to make it.
Oh, okay.
What time is the meeting?
7 o'clock.
Yeah, it's going to be tight for me. Give my regards. I have some. I have a class I got to take tonight.
Okay. Okay.
If I get done in time, I'll be over there.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Hey, Thank you for calling in.
Bye.
That's the neighborhood watch tonight at the Lamb of God Church, right across from the Mercyhurst College area.
Yeah, what class do you have to take?
7 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
They're going to meet about neighborhood problems. My class?
Yeah, sensitivity training.
No, I've been a bad boy with my diet and stuff, so
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah, I have to learn how to exercise and diet more.
That's what they tell me.
You slip a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
My idea of what was good, and my doctors are diametrically opposed. How about that for a word?
That is a word.
Diametrically opposed.
That word just completely threw me.
Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Kaz, I was taking a walk this morning there on 35th Street there where that telephone pole piece is hanging from the wires.
Yeah.
That thing there's been a couple, 3 months there hanging there.
Yeah, I turned it in, and they actually told me they're going to leave it there for a while.
Well, then they got a cone right underneath there, and they have all those kids coming down from Jefferson walking in. Of course, there's a lot of traffic on Old French Road. What if that thing ever came down?
I got the number of the new guy. He came to the council meeting. I got his number. I'm going to give him a call, but I was talking with somebody down there, and they go, it's their policy sometimes to leave them there because they don't have the manpower equipment to take them out right away.
Yeah, but that sure is dangerous.
I know,
isn't
it is.
Yeah. That thing is about 2 or 3 foot long.
Well, I have the gentleman's number upstairs. What I'll do is, if you want to call me, I'll give you his number too, and we can both,
Yeah, another thing too, right there where that pole's hanging, the sidewalk is sloping. It's on an angle, and that's dangerous for the kids too.
That's a school district there.
Hey, I know. Plus the sidewalk from 35th and Holland over to Old French Road on the south side of Jefferson.
Right.
It's like a crumble cake. It's all disintegrating.
The way it sounds, I wouldn't look forward to the district doing anything on either.
Plus, you got tree limbs hanging down there, and I had to break a few of them because they hit me in the head.
All around Jefferson, right?
Yeah, 35th and Holland to Old French Road on the south side of Jefferson side. It's all crumbling. It's been like that for years. And when you walk through there, you kind of stumble. You got to watch where you're walking. Plus, I got another thing there. That Maiden Lane, the Old French Road to Holland,
Yeah.
that's about 300 foot long, and there's not one catch basin in there.
On Maiden Lane?
Maiden Lane to Holland. Old French Road to Holland. It's about 300 foot long. There's not a catch basin, so all that water flies down there. And they got one catch basin on Old French Road on the northwest corner. Then they got the 3 catch basins down on Maiden Lane. But you get all that water coming out of people's driveways like a river coming down there.
And no, I wonder why, that's an old road too. I wonder how they did that.
Well, they messed up. That's what they did. They didn't put the only place that has a catch basin is on 35th between Old French and or 34th between Old French and Holland, and they got one catch basin on each side in the middle. There's none on 35th, and there's none on 33rd.
Yeah, I haven't been up there lately. After they cleaned them a little while back, are they still pretty clean, or?
Yeah, they're cleaning pretty good. Of course, once in a while I clean them myself.
But they did clean them. That I remember you said that.
Yeah. Plus, another thing is, is today the last day to register?
Yeah, DJ was going to bring that up.
Yeah. And one of these days I'm going to get a hold of you. I'm going to show you that Maiden Lane deal.
Well, I go up there a lot. In fact, I know a couple of people who live there.
I'm going to talk to you and I'll show you what I mean. It's really bad.
Call me sometime off the air.
Another thing
I'll meet you up there.
Yeah, well, you're talking about 1960 when Pittsburgh beat the Yankees?
Yeah.
I got a trivia question. Who was playing left field for the Yankees?
Give me. I think I know that. Ready?
Ready.
It's got to be one of 2 people. I'm saying Hector Lopez, wasn't it?
Oh.
Okay, wasn't him? Let's see. It was Marison Wright, Manolin center.
It wasn't an outfielder.
Oh, it wasn't Yogi though, was it?
Berra.
Huh?
Yogi Berra was playing left field when Mazeroski hit the home run to show him going back.
Okay, I knew Yogi played left there, but I thought
He played once in a while.
Well, who was catcher then? It would have been Elson Howard, right?
Howard, I think it was.
Yeah, Johnny Blanchard was the third backup.
So today's the last vote to register. Get out there.
Yep.
Okay, I'll get a hold of you one of these days.
So who were you for in 1960?
Boston?
Boston.
Yeah, I was a Red Sox fan.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, no.
That was when Pete Reynolds played with him, right?
I wanted to see Pittsburgh win. So.
Who was that? Pete Reynolds played for them, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he won the batting crown one year, and after that, you never heard from him.
Kempsky's the last one to win the Triple Crown there before.
Yeah, I really liked the Yaz. He was a
301.
Polish strong boy. We all liked him.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Hey, thanks for calling. So, yeah, that's right. Remind the people that it is the last day to register,
Last day to register.
and I believe they said they're going to stay open late.
They're going to stay open late. It's over at the courthouse.
Did they say, did I hear right, 6 o'clock, or was that?
I'm not sure exactly how late they would have normally stayed open, so I just know that they're supposed to be staying
They
open
probably
late.
stay open till like 4:30.
Probably.
I wouldn't take too much time, but I mean,
I would go now.
yeah. It's important no matter who you vote for or what party you belong to.
Right.
Just vote.
Get out and vote.
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, Kaz, I just rode up French Street and rode by Lovell Place, and they put some nice signage on the corners of that building. And what made me think of Lovell Place and Rick Griffin was the Berlin and Logistics Plus deal that just transpired, where Logistics bought a building from Rick Griffin. That's the kind of stuff we need in our community.
You mean private enterprise?
Private enterprise.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I've always said, some people don't like Mr. Scott, some people don't like Mr. Griffith, some people don't like, but those are the guys, the Tom Kennedys and all them, that, put their money where their mouth is,
Right.
And Kat, you never hear anything about Mr. Berlin or Mr. Griffin, or even Mr. Cicini, who is the way I felt about the whole situation, got screwed by the government and the people who own the Mercantile Building, moved that post office to 14th and State. That was one of the stupidest misuses of our money that I've ever seen, And but Mr. Cicini's turned his project around over there in the Griswold, and they'll partner together well.
I hope he finishes the project, because I think he has other plans for it,
I do too.
But I can remember when I worked down in that area once,
Yeah.
it was the most miserable.
Oh, I guess.
I mean, it was bad down there, and you know what? You go down there now, and you got, the train station is marvelous in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
But
know.
Kaz, unfortunately, that park, because I do go down by there, I see people sleeping on the park benches and stuff. It's become kind of a drop area for the homeless, a comfort zone for them in that park.
Well, I think their hope was that their long-range plan, and it hasn't worked out yet, is if they had those apartments booming, and you had people going in and out of the, which they do now. I mean, they go into the train station, and then you had the post office project and all that. You would think that kind of pressure by business people and people who live there would cause the police to circulate there, and it would bring a different awareness. Maybe even the businessmen themselves would have security.
Yeah.
But, you're right. For years, people have hung around that park, and
Oh, yeah. Kaz, one other thing about Mr. Griffin and what he does, and I don't know him from Adam. I've only seen some of his projects. He bought Lovell Place, and I remember people talking about Lovell Place, that there were 40 undeveloped rental units in there because there wasn't the demand for the rental units in that area. But lo and behold, Mr. Elliott connived and lied about that Mercantile project, and now we sit, and the rentals, I think, are finally all gone after 5 years, and frankly, no private developer could wait 5 years to move his product. But there's 2 floors of empty office space. Now, Mr. Griffin stuck his neck out and is doing what he's doing, but he's competing with, again, our own tax dollars to develop his Lovell Place while we're throwing money at, and it used to be the redevelopment authority that owned it,
But, that's the kind of stuff we have to stop. We need a private hotel on the bayfront. I agree. I'd stand down there with a sign and jump up and down in support of the Scott family.
I'm glad you led into that hotel because, having worked in private sector,
yeah,
it's hard to compete. If you remember, it happened when Hammett, a long time ago, when Hammett started growing and they were going to put in pharmacies and all that.
Yeah.
And you had places like Howe Physicians down there, the drugstore for years, saying, how in the hell are we going to compete with a nonprofit, or how are you going to compete with government when you got a hotel that's collecting taxes off the other hotels and basically using it to,
I mean, Kaz, and it used to be 5%, and it went mostly to the Convention Center Authority, and then they tacked on 2% more, and actually that money I won't gripe about too much because that 2% goes to talk about our community, that other Elliot down there, I think his name is Elliot, isn't it?
No, I don't think it's Elliot.
His name. Well, anyways, 2% goes to that group.
That's not Bob Spaulding, is it?
I'm not sure. But that group gets 2% and promotes the Erie area, and that's a good thing. We got to promote our area.
I don't think we promote enough, and I would argue with them because I go out of town a lot, and I'm always looking for Erie things.
Kaz, think about this too. Maybe I read too much. Maybe and even with that lousy newspaper that we have that really doesn't talk about the facts of the matter that are going on in our community, you can still dig some stuff out. But here's the Port Authority's got $3 million to fix some dock down there for their Don John boat builders down there.
Right.
It's nice to have them down there, but what landlord do you know can go and get money from the state to fix their property up? You're supposed to charge enough rent for your building that you can keep that building in working order so Don John can have a dock to hook up to without going back to the taxpayer to fix that dock. I don't and call me crazy. Maybe I am stupid, but I just don't understand that kind of stuff. It's not right.
It's just like we build arenas, we build stadiums for businesses,
We build schools.
Yeah, we don't build schools though sometimes, we do sometimes, but a lot of times it's amazing what government gets involved in.
Oh, yeah.
And you got private business that would like to try it.
Yeah.
It's like everybody was, patting each other in the back for the arena project.
Yeah.
And I think somebody told me, Barry Grossman made a comment yesterday, which made a lot of sense. This is your arena.
Yeah, right. That's right.
Not the people that were on the committees.
Yeah, and they get all the credit. I get tired of hearing the same names about, and even the newspaper thanking these same people for saving Erie, thinking outside the box. There was something about thinking outside the box the other day. There was an editorial.
Yeah.
Thinking outside the box. We built a hotel and borrowed money to do it, and then turned it over to the management of Sheraton, who don't have a penny invested in it, to run it for us. Boy, I bet Sheraton would like a couple other suckers to line up and do that for them. I mean, that's crazy. That's stupid.
Well, yeah, that's why I always laugh. They forget that lost in all that argument, too, was, I remember I was at the grand opening, not one word was mentioned about the years that the city underwrote a lot of losses at the arena,
And what
it was the taxpayers that had to come up with, in those days, $2 to $5 million, which was a lot of money back then.
Yeah. I get tired of the autonomous authority argument that I hear. And you know something? I believe, and I know I'm right, or I wouldn't say it, that the convention center got $3 million out of the water reserve account to finish up that nice little project down there. I can't remember if it was for the parking lot or what it was for.
I think it was if I remember right, it was like a road swap or something like that.
But
There was some kind of swap with the land down there that had to be done, and...
Well, here's what I remember about it. Mr. Schember asked Carly about the legality of getting money out of the water reserve account without a supermajority vote. Farley ruled in favor of Mr. Schember, and then the next thing you know, we're shoveling $3 million down to the convention center to help finish that project. And I remember that happening because one of the councilmen was out of town and made it difficult to get the supermajority. That's what prompted that question. But $3 million, for a poor, poverty-stricken city like we have, to go down to that convention center so everyone can oogle and gawk at the place and say how nice it looks. It looks nice. It does look nice.
You know, at the time, what council, to their credit now, has not touched that fund.
Yep. But there's hardly nothing left.
Well, I can tell you how much is in there. You want to know? It's about $9 million.
5.3 million?
No, $9 million right now.
Well, $9 million. Oh, that's more than I thought.
But I'll tell you what, well, that's due to the fact that a couple things happened the last few years. We have quit giving money out of that fund.
Yeah.
And we have invested it in a different manner. It's now under the control of the City Council and the City Council Water Reserve Committee, of which I'm a member of. And, we give, actually, it's working out very nice because we give the city a portion of our interest, and not too much of the principal, actually, at all, hardly, mostly interest, to put towards projects that they have to present to council, so that we give them a little capital money. So it's doing what it was intended to do, which is we're going to grow it to such a point that we can take so much money out of there every year to fund projects, but never have the principal, drop dangerously low again. So, it was, you're right, it was down, I think when we took it over, it was maybe high sixes, $7 million.
I was going to even say $5 million because
it could have been that low. I mean, I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but it was definitely down at least $2 to $3 more million than it is now.
But I'd love to be excited about the city, and maybe there's still hope. I'm getting kind of old for anything that they contrive now to benefit me. But I hope for our city, and I hope the best for it. But we do need some thinkers down there, and we can't depend on authorities because I think authorities, they're a quasi government to me.
Yes, they are. And some of them have done the job they're supposed to do, and others have maybe outlived their usefulness.
I can think of one. My hat goes off to John Horan. He does, I think, for the job he's been handed and how he does it and how successful he's been. His success hurts us because he's so good at attracting people to his
He's kicking
housing.
out the bad ones.
Yeah, and it's low income, but he does a great job.
And he's kicking out the troublemakers, and that's probably causing a lot of people concern.
But the rest of them are a money pit.
Well, I'll give you one other one. You may disagree with me.
Go ahead.
I think, over the years, and I worked for him for a while, so I got a kind of maybe a jaundiced opinion. But I will say, the parking authority has done their job.
Yeah.
You may not like what they charge, but they have never asked the city for money, actually gave them back money.
Yeah.
So in that respect, they've done what they were supposed to do.
And I guess when I look at the parking authority, too much money gets sucked out of the parking authority to operate the city.
Yeah.
That puts them in a position where they can't borrow money to provide for the needs of the community downstairs.
Oh, you're right. I mean, I can remember when I worked there, it was a very lean operation.
We need a parking ramp, not on 12th and Lincoln. We need a parking ramp on 5th and Peach for the county courthouse and Gannon.
Well, the problem was there. I think they couldn't get agreement with McDonald's.
But still, they should have.
Yeah, they got to find a place to put one. I would agree with you. That's a
big thing to me with the parking authority. They run too lean, and any profit they make is already destined to support the city coffers.
But the city leaned on them once for tearing out the Transaway Mall.
Yeah.
And they leaned on them for, they had to build a parking ramp behind the Baldwin building so that they would have matching funds for the ballpark.
Yeah.
And
you know something,
so they've done a lot of lending to the city, and they give us so much money every year also.
I know. I think people are in shock when they see the salaries of the different authorities.
Right.
I think if we went maybe 2 or 3 levels down and showed the salaries of what some people besides the leaders of those authorities make, people would be shocked how much they pay people for the water, convention center, and the port authority. The money that we pay those people is probably far and above what those jobs would pay in a different, in the private sector for the same kind of authority, and I think we'd be shocked, and we should know that.
Well, you can. Those records are available. In fact, if you want, I'd be glad to get them for you. They're sent to us on a semi-annual basis here.
Yeah, but
Twice, we get them every 6 months.
even some of the underling salary, or
Oh yeah, they're all under. They got, for instance, if you want to know what a bus driver makes, or if you want to know what the meter collector makes, if you want to know what the housing authority maintenance guy makes, it's all down there.
because you want to know some guys, I think a few people wandering around that building you're sitting in make too much money too. And I won't go any further than that, but there's some pretty nice salaries getting kicked around down there.
Oh, my wife would tell you I'm not one of them, so.
Well, you know, Cass, I do know how much you make, and it's one of them things that it's a little bit of common knowledge if you pay any attention, and you probably don't make enough. But there's some people down there, honestly, and I hate to criticize, but that's a lot of money for. Hey, when you pay $75,000 for the mayor's assistant,
Yeah.
that's a lot of money, Cass.
Well, I agree.
In Edinburgh, give me a break.
I
can't stand that kind of stuff, you know. But that's just me. That's just me. Yeah.
Well, you're allowed your opinion, so we appreciate it, though.
You know, and I appreciate your time to let me vent a little bit.
Okay.
Great week, and I'll talk to you soon.
See you around.
Thanks for calling. We got about 3 minutes left.
Now I had a. Oh, here we go. Go ahead, caller.
Kaz, I have an answer for your Franklin problem. I'm going to put you through to Jason.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Hey, we get the answer here.
City Council meetings are held in Bagnoni Council Chambers, 626 State Street, on the first and third Wednesday of each month. Visit www.erie.pa.
Hey, Jason.
Hi, Kaz.
Hi, Jason. We've got a lot of customers that were, callers are complaining about there was no markers up there, and when's the project going to be done, like? Can you...
You're referring to Franklin Avenue?
Yeah, the southbound lane especially, he said. And I think DJ here had some experience up there also.
Yesterday, yeah.
The guy that's on the TV with me, my friend here.
Okay, southbound lane.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Okay, it's just in the condition of it.
What, are they doing work up there?
Yeah, that's on the contracted paving list, and my understanding is that they've milled it and they placed a leveling course, so the wearing course has to be placed yet, and we would think within maybe a couple weeks that'll be done.
Okay, because they're complaining that there's their tires, what did happen to you?
There's a little bit of a lip, so when you're hitting it, if you're going too fast, you're going to lose a hubcap.
Yeah, they're saying there's no warning up there that there's a lip there. Is that true, or?
We'll take a look.
Okay, because, this guy's been calling, like, he's been good 3-4 weeks. And I did talk to John about it, and he thought they were going to do something up there, but apparently they haven't put any markers or anything.
I'll take a look at it, Kaz.
Yeah, can you get back to me so I can report next week?
Sure will.
Hey, thanks, Jason.
Thank you.
Bye.
So if that gentleman's listening, we're going to get an answer pretty quick here.
Good.
Jason's a good guy. He'll get back to me.
Very good.
I can't understand why they don't have markers on that road or something,
Yeah, I didn't see anything.
Usually they used to warn you in the old days,
Yeah.
elevated pavement, so at least you can slow down. Then if you don't, it's your fault, but.
Right.
Go ahead, caller.
Hey, Kaz, I'm calling about the bridge on Franklin Avenue.
Yeah.
That's been like that since the end of January, end of July, first week in August.
Well, he called now, so we're going to put him we'll see what he tells me.
And the bumps it's terrible. It needs to be finished.
Okay, we'll get it. Hopefully we'll have an answer by next show.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you.
Bye.
I had another lady call me, and I couldn't get her answer for her. She wants to know about alerta, so I'm going to find out next week.
Right.
I couldn't get anybody to talk to them, so I'm going to find out how the project works. I know they changed it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's where you get it used to be 10 years.
Right.
Tax-free if you did an improvement. So I'm going to find out how it's been set up lately. We'll report that back. You come back maybe?
I may come back.
Oh, the people love you. I mean, I get good reports on you.
That's good to hear,
I get bored here talking to myself, you know that.
because I don't have anything bad to say. I just sit here, nod my head.
No, you're not no bub. What's that for?
1 minute.
No, go back in the room. We're not done yet. We'll tell you. How about that? He gets mad. No, Mike does a good job.
Don't make him mad, he'll make us look bad.
No, Mike does a good job. He's a
He
great
does.
engineer.
He does.
I've been trying to get him out here and, show the public what he looks like. We wouldn't have, you know what? We would not have a show if it wasn't for Mike. You're right.
Yeah. And on that note, we should probably wrap up before somebody else calls, so we can...
Yep. Hey, I want to thank you, DJ, for being here.
No problem.
I appreciate it. You actually have a lot to add. You jostle my memory and we get going.
I jostle your memory.
You do.
Good.
So thank you very much, DJ.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We'll see you next week, and thanks to all the callers.
Yep. Take care, everybody.
Go ahead. We'll probably have you on the air as you go off. Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching the Taxpayers Hotline Show
Bill.
on Erie Zone Government Access, Channel 9.
Yeah, Pat, how you doing?
Good, dude.